Millions of people are looking for partners on Tinder, the dating app that's changed how an entire generation meets new people.
A man accused of raping a woman he met on Tinder and holding her hostage for 3 days at his Oakland home.
Tinder obviously has a lot of social effects on our society. We will uncover this social media app in Tinder. Is it really a match? In today's presentation, we will be discussing 4 key topics: general information, services, effects, opinion, and personal connection. To see the bigger picture of this social media app, we will start by discussing the dates, founders, and finance of Tinder. Tinder, what should I know about it? Tinder's headquarters is located in West Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, United States. The owner is Match Group Incorporated and the CEO is Jim Lanzone. Sean Rad is the brainchild of Tinder. He has a net worth of $1.2 billion. He is a dropout from business school at the University of Southern California. While working on the app Cardify at Hatch Labs, a mobile app incubator based out of New York, Rad was tinkering with the idea of building a flirting app based on the concept Hot or Not. Matchbox or Tinder won a hackathon, and after 3 weeks, they got an investment of $50,000 from IAC. In August 2018, him and 9 other Tinder employees filed a lawsuit against IAC seeking $2 billion. Whitney Wolf, a co-founder of Tinder, has a net worth of $1.3 billion. Whitney Wolf was vice president of marketing at Tinder, but then she sued the company for sexual harassment since she alleged that Justin Mancini, who had been Wolf's boyfriend, harassed her while she worked for the company. However, after leaving Tinder, she went on to create Bumble, which is also an online dating platform which rivals Tinder. Other founders include Dinesh Majourney, Joe Munoz, and Justin Mancini. They all co-founded Tinder on September 12, 2012. Tinder's main demographic are college students aged 18 to 24. The main services area include the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. It has been downloaded more than 450 million times across 196 countries across iOS, the website, and Android. There are at least 6.6 million paying members with 57 million active users per month. This has caused Tinder's value to reach $10 billion. Tinder, what does it do? When you first come into the app, you have to tell your name, your birthday, your sexual orientation, your passions, and finally, your gender preference. Now, you'll be able to add your photos so you can build your profile. You can also add your distance preference and your age preference, which you can adjust. In a short bio, the user can express themselves. Then, the accounts can be linked to your Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. A left swipe is a dislike, and a right swipe is a like. Other features include the undo button, where you can undo past likes, passes, or super likes. Next is super likes, where you can slide up if you really like someone and want to show it. Finally, there is the boost, where you can get up to 10 times more views on your profile. Tinder has 3 paid subscriptions: Tinder Plus, Tinder Gold, and Tinder Platinum. Each tier will have the features from the previous tiers plus additional features added to itself. The algorithm basically uses machine learning, which analyzes data from the filters mentioned before and the history that you interact with other users on the app. For example, you may like dog runners, so naturally, the app will show you more dog runners. Well then, what about you? Who do you get shown to? The system will group similar users with the same preferences. Then, there will be a desirability rating, which is determined by the amount of matches you have. The higher you rank. When a profile with a high desirability meets a profile with low desirability, and if they match, The profile with a low score ranks up. Now, for the safety features on the app, there is the Tinder Safety Center, where guides, tools, quizzes, and resources on how to keep yourself safe, such as dealing with scenarios around consent, sexual abuse, harassment, and safety basics when using Tinder are provided. It also goes beyond preparing you to be safe and instead focuses on how to help you respond to events or protect yourself on the app and even in real life. That includes how to report a profile, photo verification, privacy settings, getting unmatched, and the crisis text line. As mentioned before, there is a function called photo verification that limits the activity of fake profiles on the site. Tinder encourages users to verify their profiles with a blue checkmark. And rest assured, the blue checkmark is much easier to acquire than on platforms like Twitter or Instagram. All you have to do is take 2 selfies and you're verified. Tinder. How does it affect us? Individual. Tinder was created to be like a game of deck of cards. The deck can be refreshed and shuffled forever, which makes it fun. And like gambling, you kind of get hooked from the anticipation of getting a better and better card from each swipe. Now, individuals have a wider social circle of who they can date over the limited social circle, which we don't even want to branch out because of our social anxiety and fear of awkwardness. From the traditional side of dating, we usually only get exposed to people, maybe our friends at the workplace, at schools, and that's quite few compared to the app, right? We can also determine the traits of our matches that they are likely to have, so we have a higher chance of meeting someone we actually would want to connect with. Dating becomes much easier since we can identify if the person across the screen actually likes us. If they don't, we don't even see their rejection, so we don't really have to risk being vulnerable. Instead of having to spend a lot of time waiting and flirting, you can just jump right into it and chat with people who are actually interested in you. Even with the safety features on the app, meeting total strangers is still dangerous. Fake profiles and sexual predators are still prevalent within these apps. In Britain, in fact, increase in online dating goes hand in hand with sexual offense cases. A lot of people who use this app still places value on the number of likes, number of matches they have, instead of actually feeling good about themselves. They seek validation from others on the app. So as a result, if you have very little matches, it could really affect the self-esteem of the individual. Relationship. Talking to a lot of people becomes very easy. The app even encourages you to do this through the feature where whoever you match with, you can actually message them, so you can continue to find a better and better person for yourself. This is actually called breadcrumbing, where you kind of keep a ton of people and keep them attached to you so you can find the best candidate and leave whoever doesn't really fit with you. And on the point of leaving someone, ghosting or blocking becomes very prevalent within this app. Since people mean less to you with so many options, if you lose interest, you just don't have to talk to them and create an uncomfortable situation. Having options is great, but too much of a good thing can have dire consequences. For example, choice overload, a cognitive impairment in which people have a difficult time making a decision when faced with many options. Millions of first dates burn out and just give up because of the numbness and boredness. When you always know that there will always be a better person than the one you are talking to right now, it's hard to be content. So people are stuck in this loop of the online dating cycle. Society. Women flirting or expressing sexual desires is a normal thing on the app. Women are in fact empowered to make the first move. Naturally, there's an argument to be made that the app actually allows for sexual liberation, where it breaks from the stereotype that women who have a lot of hookups should be shamed and men who have a lot of hookups should be praised for being a player. The app also promotes hookup culture, which is more interested in the physical aspects of a relationship rather than emotional sides. Instead of pursuing normal relationships, terms such as one-night stands, friends with benefits, or no strings attached become the norm. Minorities can connect much easier. For example, 70% of gay couples in America meet online. You can explore your sexuality with the filters. Interracial relationships also become more prevalent in dating apps because it provides access to people who you traditionally would never meet. Unfortunately, with hookup culture being promoted, there's a lot of pressure for younger people to be sexually active and free, which increases the risk of sexually transmitted diseases or early pregnancies if the younger people don't really know how to protect themselves during sexual interactions. Tinder. What is my take? Why are we so bad at dating? While we are in the most connected times because of technology, it ironically causes us to be disconnected from each other. When we compare the level of entertainment we get from our phone to interacting with a stranger, it's not even close. Consequently, we plug in our earbuds and we scroll through social media instead of actually talking to someone we maybe have never known in the coffee shop. Love is really hard. You have to put yourself in a position where you risk being rejected by your crush, which definitely sucks because I know this, and even if you get into a relationship, you're bound to have disagreements, hurt each other, and even fall out of love. Someone in the relationship may even develop much faster than the other, such as becoming much more successful or bored. This leaves us feeling irrelevant, outdated, and it really hurts for a very long time. So this begs the question, why put so much effort and time into developing relationships with a singular person when you can just get the same pleasure from hooking up with so many other people and finding the person who fits you most? You can get this momentary burst of connection, that quick sensation of being desired, and that jolt of pleasure, which dispels your anxiety. Is this really enough? For me, the basic answer to that is no. Humans need to experience a truly personal connection with someone, or basically sentimental love. Hookups give us, as I've said, just a short-term happiness, which leaves us feeling empty in the end. We create a false narrative of the perfect one, with no flaws, since we have filtered out all those unwanted traits and leaving a preconceived idea of what we actually like. We love the idea, the simulation of the person, but not the actual person who naturally will have flaws. As a result, we force them to fit this picture we saw on their social media, even though it's not based in reality, because we only put our good sides, the happy moments, and edit our photos to look better on the social media. When we are satisfied and there's nothing left to get from them, we leave them. I can definitely relate to this because in my personal experience, I have been infatuated with this girl from her IG stories, from her IG posts, and I kind of got to know her. And when I got to know her, it started to turn me off when I started to see other sides which aren't really represented on those social medias. As a result, I lost interest and the relationship just didn't work out. What is love? It's definitely not what love movies and Tinder perpetuates of the one perfect star-crossed lover who you will meet one day and have everything you like. For me, it's not about picking the perfect candidate, but rather two people enduring and overcoming something. It's a trial of hardship. I would compare love to different instruments which have very little similarities but can suddenly blend to form a beautiful composition. You should never know beforehand who you want, but you transform each other to be better. To make a beautiful painting, you can't just wait when inspiration strikes, but you have to try it and learn it when you don't want to. It's not just a feeling of desire and attraction, but more of a will to purposefully see and understand a person. We shouldn't view it as who they are to us or what we want from them, but as individual entities. We have to respect who they are beyond the relationship rather than a salve for our loneliness. Erich Fromm, a social psychologist who is the author of The Art of Loving, once said, "If two people who have been strangers, as all of us are, suddenly let the walls between them break down and feel close, feel one, this moment of oneness is one of the most exhilarating, most exciting experiences in life." When I started to research this project, I thought Tinder would be a match for me. It would solve the problem of me being unable to get the girl I want, or help me find someone who I would really bond with. But when I thought through it, Tinder would actually cause me to drive further away from a stable relationship. It will cause me to be stuck in a circle where I match with someone, go on a date, and when me or her gets bored, we just ghost each other and move on to find someone better. To find love, I need to learn to love myself first and feel confident to spread my wings. While loving is hard and sometimes I may fall, the outcome of finding someone who I would truly understand and love is worth it.